Hello everybody, I'm Verna from stampinnotes.com and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I love to teach paper crafting. And today I have a special project. It's these little Hershey Nugget holders and it holds 4. And you open it like this and whoops. There's our 4 little nuggets in there, and it's just made out of designer series paper. They'd be cute little gifts for Valentine's Day. You could even make them as favors for a birthday. Here's this one, and I've used the Sweet Talk designer series paper with these. And you can see I've wrapped the nuggets. And this is from stampwithmarsha.com, and she had done this a couple years ago, and I saw it and I thought, wow, that's a great little project. Here's the purple one, and we've got these wrapped in hearts, and then we've got the cute different colored hearts. These colors remind me of the Necco candies we used to get when we were young. Hi Margaret, thanks for sharing. If you share and comment, you'll be in a drawing for a prize. And this one isn't close. I think I've got that nugget up too close to the edge there. So let's get started with our little project here. And last week's winner was Margaret. Thank you, Margaret, for always sharing and commenting, and Margaret makes beautiful creations too. So even if you watch on YouTube and you comment and share, give a shout out and say where you're from, and then you'll be put in a drawing. This is a January host code, 2JPHUPN2. If you want to order product, you can order at vernastamps.stampinup.net or stampinnotes.com in my online store. And I will send you with a $50 order the beautiful in color gems 2021 to 2023. They're really pretty, beautiful colors. And I think it's a $7.50, might be $8 value. So that's with a $50 order, and this host code at checkout. There's a little field in when you check out that you can add this host code in. Okie dokie, so let's get started. So to make our cute little box here, we're going to start with a piece of DSP that is 6 by 6. And I'm using the Sweet Talk designer series paper. And I have chosen this pattern that really doesn't have a direction. I have a little bit to say about that. I've been trying to figure out which way to score, etc., and cut if you have a paper with direction on it. But we're going to start with this. So it's 6 by 6, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off 2 inches from one end. And I do know that if you have a pattern, paper with direction, if your direction is going this way, then you want to cut it off one of these sides here and not the top or the bottom. That is if your direction is going this way. So from this 2 inch, this would be 2 by 6 inches, we're going to cut this at 1 inch, so we get 2 1-inch strips. 1 by 6, and then we're going to turn those and cut them at 3 inches. So we have 4 3-inch strips, and this is what we're going to wrap the Hershey Nuggets with. So we've got 4 3-inch strips. I'm going to show you how to do that right now before we do our box. So this little box will hold 4 nuggets. And we're going to take one of these strips And whichever side we want showing, I want this to be the side that's up, wrapped around the nugget. So I'm gonna put my glue dots on the opposite side, right there. And gotta grab my glue dots. I thought I'd run them over here. Oh, they're right here in front of me. Okay, so we're gonna, I'm just using my take your pick tool, or you can use your fingers. Put it in the corner down here. We're gonna put 4 on each little strip. And the opposite corner, and they're all going in the corners on the opposite side of the paper. The side that's gonna be down and not showing. Okay. And there's, whoops, another one. So I'm gonna bring in my Hershey's Nuggets. Now these aren't really, this color really doesn't go with these, but this is what I had. These are toffee and milk chocolate, toffee, and almonds. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that upside down. I'm gonna put my paper right there and just bend it around it and fold it over the bottom there. And that's how we cover the nuggets. And we'll do one more. I have a couple that are already done just to save time. I'll put, oops, I want that side to be showing, so I'm going to put it on this side. I was trying to think if there was another candy that's about this size that you could use for this. There might be. Dove is a different shape. They're more of a square. All right, so we're going to turn our nugget over to the bottom. We're putting our glue dots down, centered, and we're going to just wrap this around like that. So I have 2 more that I've done here. So we have 4 all ready to go in our little box. There's our 4 nuggets, and we'll just set them to the side. And I'm going to bring in my piece of paper again, and now since I cut that 2 inches off the end, it is 2 by 6, and we're going to do some scoring. And I'm bringing my paper trimmer back in, and this is an awesome paper trimmer. It has a cutting blade and a scoring blade on it, and the arm comes out on the left here. It's in centimeters and Roman numerals, and I'm sorry, it's really dirty. I should have washed it. So we're going to score it at 5/8 of an inch on all the sides. So here's a 1/2 inch. It's going to be 2 tick marks over from that towards the 1. So this is 5/8 of an inch. And with designer series paper, you don't want to press very hard. We're just going to gently go over that designer series paper with the scoring blade. I'm still at 5/8 of an inch. Right here. Gently scoring. Yeah, it is 4 by 6. Margaret. Oh, Mr. Goodbar. Oh. Wow, that's possibility. Okay. And these will be on my blog, the measurements for this. And I will have a link after I get that uploaded. All right, so we've gone all the way around, all the sides at 5/8 of an inch. Now we're going to score it at 2 5/8, which is right here. And 3 1/4. So right here. So we've got this little like fold, or where the end of the box is gonna be. All right, so I'm gonna bring it out, and I'm just gonna fold everything that I've scored, and I'm not gonna burnish it with a bone folder because I'm afraid it might rip it. I'm gonna be a little more careful with it. Okay, and now we'll do the 2 middle folds. There's that one and this one. Now, I don't know if you can tell, probably can't tell here, but one of these is smaller than the other. This is the larger one. So if we fold it like this, you can see that this side here is larger, wider than this side. So your side that is wider is going to be your top. So this is our wider side. I just want to make sure. Let me do that again and make sure. Yep, the side is wider. And I'm going to take a little 1/2 inch punch, and I'm going to put a little punch on the end here. Okay, I know I brought it over. Here we are again. 1/2 inch punch. And I'm not seeing it. All right, I'm gonna grab another one. I'll find it when I'm done. Okay, this is a tiny, tiny little heart from years ago, and I'm just gonna center that like that. And I'm gonna cut that little piece out of there. Oh, here's my punch. All right, so I'll just go back over this. Stampin' Up! Used to sell this tiny little punch years ago. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it back over here. Well, we can do it from this side, I can see it better. And we're gonna cut up to the score line on the 6-inch side. This is a 6-inch side. So I'm cutting up to here, wherever there's a score line. Up to there and there. Now I'm going to turn it over to the other side that's 6 inches. Do the same thing. I'm cutting up, sorry, I got out of the view. Cutting up these little score lines here. And now I'm going to miter them just a little bit because they will sit better when we fold the box up. I'm just cutting out a tiny, tiny little triangle. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Stampin' Up! Has a great join special right now. The starter kit is $125 worth of product. Whatever you want, you get to pick it for $99, free shipping. And then on top of that, you can pick any 2 stamp sets for free from the current catalog. So that is a super deal. That's going to the end of February. And if you're interested in that and you have questions, you can email me at vernastamps@gmail.com. I would be glad to help you. And you don't have to sell. You don't have to stay in If you just want to get the discount, even for if it's for a short period, that's what you can do. You don't have to stay in, you don't have to do the business, but if you want to do the business, then you can. So anyways, we're going to turn this over to the right side, and I'm going to put adhesive on these little flaps. And I'm using Seal Plus. You can use the liquid glue if you want. That will hold it good. The liquid glue you're going to have to hold down for a minute or two for it to adhere to the paper. Also, the tear and tape would work. That's a strong adhesive. So all the little flaps here, we are putting adhesive on the outside, what will be the right side. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lid, which is where this little punch is punched out. This little shape is punched out. And I'm just going to fold in these flaps and fold it up to the inside, the long inside flap. Like that. And you don't want to make the lid super tight because the lid is going to go over the bottom part. Now these flaps here in the middle, you want to adhere them to the lid part, because if you don't, the side of your box is going to stick out. I found that out the hard way. So I'm adhering that like that. Okay, so the lid is done. This is what it looks like. And then we're going to do the little bottom box holder. We're going to fold this up and put it on the inside like that. So there is our little box. So when you shut this, these end pieces here are going to go inside like that. And then I think I did the wrong one as the lid. Let's see if we can switch it right now. I think we can. Okay. Okay, so I didn't have that measurement right. So you might want to measure it with like a ruler. So, and you see how these are sticking out? It's because the flap is on the other one. All right, so we're going to put our nuggets in. Just like this. Whoops. See how cute that is? Okay, and then we're going to put our lid down. So if you do what I did, and isn't that funny? Because I thought I had the right end and I didn't. So your lid is going to be your wider end. All right, so we've got that done, and now what we're going to do is take a punch, and I'm using the pair of heart punches from the annual catalog. These are really neat. I'm using this for the outside, and I'm going to do real red and put my cardstock in. Oops. And then I'm going to use white for my top piece. I got a piece of scrap white here. I'll put that in and punch that. And before I put the white onto the red heart shape, I'm going to stamp that. And the stamp set I'm using is Always in My Heart. And this is from the annual catalog. I'm going to use this sentiment, Be My Valentine. And I do have that mounted on a block here. Now this whole thing isn't going to fit on this heart, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tape off part of it. I'm going to stamp Be Mine first, and so I'm going to cover the Valentine part, the part of the stamp that says Valentine. And I'm going to bring in my real red ink, I'm going to stamp this up, the Be My. So you want to make sure you take this off, because if you staple it on there, you're going to have a big blob. And I've done that before. And I'm going to put Be My this way. And I'm going to wipe my stamp off. Get that red ink off there. And now I'm going to cover Be My so I can ink up the Valentine part. And I am making sure this tape is extra long to hang over the block so it's easy to pull off after I've stamped my word that I want to stamp, which was Valentine. So then this is easy to pull off. And I'm going to stamp Valentine right about there. Be My Valentine. Hey, Rosalie. Okay, so then I'm going to put some Seal Plus on this. And we're going to layer it on our scalloped heart, just like that. And I'm going to load this up with dimensionals because I'm going to put ribbon on the back. And I want there to be like a whole layer of dimensionals so that the ribbon will stick, as well as there will be enough dimensionals to stick it to the top of the box. So we'll just add a whole bunch on here. If you had the foam sheets, you could do it with that, or strips. Stampin' Up! Does sell the foam sheets. All right, so we've got our layer of dimensionals on there. Whoops. I'm bringing in my Take a Pick tool, and I'm just going to pick those off. Like that. That one's off there. Okay. I'm going to take some ribbon. Let's use real red. And I'm going to make a loop. Probably like 1.5 to 2 inches. And I'm going to loop up here and a loop down below. And you want to make sure your loops are about the same length. Okay, I'm going to pinch that in the middle. And I'm going to lay this on the heart so it's going from side to side. Like that. We'll stick that on there. And turn that over. And then, see which way, here's the front. We're going to add that to the top of our box like that. I'm going to trim these. Oops, sorry about my arm in the way. Oh, the stamp set, Margaret, is always in my heart. And it just has beautiful dies with it too. Always in my heart. And it's got anniversary greeting. Here's to another year of happily ever after. The best kind of friend is the kind like you. You had me at hello. It has some beautiful stamps in it. Let me grab the dies. I've got them out here so you can see them. They're gorgeous. It's the one with this, has this big heart filigree in it and has this long banner. So this is from the annual catalog. And the dies are called Floral Heart dies. So that is a beautiful set. Okay, so now I'm going to grab I'm going to pull that over a little bit. A couple of the iridescent rhinestones, and we'll put them on the front there. Oops. I love these because they catch the color of whatever you are using. It kind of reflects in them. Let's put another one on the side, like, oh, down here. Okay, so there's our little box. Be My Valentine that has our Hershey Nuggets in it. And I'll bring in all the other ones I did too. This one is very similar. This one is with a purple. And this one has Pool Party on it. Whoops. And that one has the Pool Party, Be My Valentine. And this is all with a Sweet Talk designer series paper. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And sorry, I've got to remember to move everything over to the left. So the directions will be on my blog, and I hope you have a great day, and I will be back Monday night. Talk to you later.